Ray, we're live. We're live on the Twinternet. So
sorry we're late, folks. We had some technical problems. I did.
A whole series of them.
yeah. But we're here now to advertise the forthcoming Jailhouse Vegans in aid of Hugletts Wood Farm Animal Sanctuary, wonderful place. It's down in East Sussex, isn't it, Wenda? That's right, isn't it?
It's
yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely place where you've got lots of cows and sheep, and there's some pigs and there's chickens and all sorts down there.
Nearly 100 cows.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. So it's something that's well worth supporting, and that's why we're doing this show, to try and raise some money. So I think Roger's got some photos there of some of the animals, haven't you?
Yeah, just to explain that Wenda's audio is not great. It was loud but bad, and now it's low and good. So we had to pick between the two. So that's what's going on. That's one of the technical issues we had. So So I'm going to just show you a little film, and we can maybe just pause it every picture. So that's the first one. So what we've got here is we normally do this during the show, Wenda, but what we're going to do, because you're able to provide us with so many pictures, we're going to just show the ones that we're not going to use for the main show, if that makes sense, right? So these are added extra bonuses for people.
Yes, more of our beautiful residents. So Roger, do you want me just to give names to faces or not?
Yeah. So when did these lively people arrive?
Well, they came at all different times. The one on the left is called Myfanwy. She came with 11 others from North Wales, hence the name Myfanwy. The one in the middle is Newt. She was born to a farm nearby, and they were going to leave her in a field just for carrion or foxes, so we took her. And the one on the right is called Clive Makes Five, because we had 4 other lambs at the time that he came. So all different backgrounds, but all living free now.
So whereabouts in North Wales? Because I used to live there.
Do you know, I can't remember the actual thing, but it was by a slag heap, if that helps. Wherever there was a slag heap.
Just somewhere in North Wales. That's close enough, isn't it? Right.
Somewhere. I know we went up the M6 and we turned left before.
I love it.
You kind of end up in Wales if you do that, don't you?
That's it.
Yeah.
But the best was on the way back, as we came down at Junction 12, we picked up a turkey at a roadside cafe. So that was an added bonus.
Well, the thing is, depending on where you turn off the M6, you end up in South Wales, Mid Wales, or North Wales. So
what was the turkey? Was the turkey in the cafe or?
Well, no, it was sitting in the car park with a lady. We put her in the back as well. So,
what, the lady is she at the sanctuary as well? The lady now
in the car park.
The skeleton of the lady.
That's it, grab the turkey. So whenever we pass Junction 12 now, we remember the turkey, Tina the turkey.
Wow, that's amazing. So these are lovely, these cows, aren't they?
Okay, this is very, very touching, because the cow on the left is Mother Rose. She was 18 when she had her boy on the right, and he's the only calf she ever got to keep. We got a call to say the 2 of them were going to go off to slaughter because she was so old, she had no goodness in her body, and he was dwarf size. And so after much wrangling, we used a third party to negotiate with the farmer, and she managed to get them away from him, possibly because they were grazing her land, and she said she wasn't going to let them go. So we went down quite quietly early one morning, and we picked them up, and she got the paperwork for us, and they've been with us 3 years now. So she's coming up 21. And she's got a 3-year-old boy, and she will continue living with him until she pops off naturally.
Wow. So what's their what would be their lifespan, Wenda, for a cow? Is it about 30? Can they live that long?
No long. if they're a natural breed, so if they're a traditional breed like a Longhorn or a Sussex, they can now live to say 25 to 30.
Right.
The problem is that farmers are breeding them for very short productive lives now. So the whole approach is that they breed them to be huge when they're about 18, 24, 30 months. And after that, you get problems. You get bone problems, skeletal problems, organ problems. Their hearts give way, their livers fail, and that's all for fast production. But if you get a natural animal like a Jersey, depending on how badly treated they've been before they come here, they can live to be 28. We've had them at 28 years old. And they tend to go to sleep and leave their bodies that way.
Oh, that's because normally they yeah, because normally they're the dairy cows are normally killed when they're about 5 or 6, aren't they?
They are four onwards. As soon as the milk production drops, they send them off.
What's the score about? I mean, I hate to see the ear tags, but is it a question that you're not allowed to take them off?
We're not allowed to. We've only managed to keep one boy who was born here tag free, and I promised him when he was born he'd never be a number. And 16 and a half years we managed without him being tagged. And when he died, we had to buy tags and send them with him to the Nakaman.
Yeah. To me, it's a complete symbol of speciesism and rights violations, those ear tags. It's horrible.
It is. It's a bit... Whenever I see them, I always think of them as losing their identity. That they're no longer individuals, they're just numbers, they're just production units. And if I had my way, we're always having run-ins with DEFRA because we tend to, if the tags come out, we leave them. We buy replacements and keep them in a box. And we put them in before we have a checkup. But sadly, we often have checkups these days, so they're tagged. And this is our boy Nipper Jackson with his bionic legs. He came to us. In fact, it was a stroke of luck. He was in market at Ashford, going to be sold. And a friend of ours, Jane Jackson, you both know her, I think. She does Market Watch there. And she called me and she said, there's a very young bullock who's walking on his knees into the auction ring, and Trading Standards have pulled him out and said he's got to go straight to the meat pie factory, to the the slaughterhouse where they kill them for pies and stuff like that, pet food. Can you take him? And I said, of course we can, if you can get him to us. So we got him here by the skin of his teeth, because the farmer that we know well, this is the awful thing, we rely on a farmer to bring animals to us, and he is responsible for actually delivering probably 30% of the cows here. And yet he farms and he takes animals to the slaughterhouse and he takes animals to market. But nonetheless, he's been good to us as far as a farmer can be good to us. But Nipper, he was supposed to, the farmer was supposed to take him to the slaughterhouse, but he turned the truck round and brought him here instead. So he's with us now. He's about coming up 4 years old now. And he's got beautiful bionic legs. That the guy in the photograph, he's a prosthesist. And he makes legs and supports and leg braces for animals only. So he came 2 years ago and he made wonderful braces for Nipper, which he's now outgrown, but we have to wait for him to be able to fly to come back again and make a new pair for him, which will be adjustable and grow with him.
Yeah, I suppose they're all different, aren't they? So hello to everybody in the chat. There's Deb, Amber, and Maz the Gob.
Hi, hey Maz.
Hi Maz. Hi everyone.
Vegmet Codbod, which everybody loves that name.
Yes.
And then somebody at the bottom of the chat, and I don't think I'm going to even try that one unless you want to, Ronnie.
I don't know. Last time I when I clicked on the comments before, it chucked me out of the show. So I'm I'm a bit wary of doing. That's what happened.
Oh, right.
So I rely on you to tell me who's in there.
Yeah. Well, but Bhavana is the surname or the last name.
No,
so.
first it's Bhavana and it's Dwarkanathan. Forgive me, Bhavana, if I said it wrong. But yes, she's fantastic. She's a doctor.
Bhavana, yeah. Sorry about that. It's your fault for having that name. I'm sorry, but
I mean, this is also going to be available as a recording for people to watch afterwards if they can't be live here tonight.
Yeah,
and the
so
same goes for this show.
Ronnie, do you want to say a word or two about what the actual what your part of the show is going to be? Where you're up to in terms of your extensive sentences and that kind of stuff? My
extensive jail career, yes. This is actually the fourth show. We had three already for three other wonderful vegan run animal sanctuaries. This is the fourth one.
Ronnie.
Sorry, I didn't catch that, Rog.
Nothing wrong with your maths. You said that it's a fourth.
That's the fourth one. Yeah, I mean, if it starts getting beyond 10, then I'm not going to have to count. But it probably won't. It probably won't. I mean, it's kind of, we probably will have at least one more after this one. But we're up to, I think, yes, it will be 1987 now. We are, and this is my kind of third prison sentence we're up to, and I am in prison in Leeds and about to face trial for conspiracy, a trial that was held at Sheffield Crown Court, and Roger was one of the other defendants in it, along with about another 10 people. There's quite a few of us, weren't there, charged with conspiracy to cause damage and all that to do with ALF actions. So a lot of the prison stories are going to be about humorous things that happened to me in Leeds prison, and there's also excitement from Roger because Roger actually went on the run. He fled from justice, or shall we say, he fled from injustice, didn't you, Rog? And went on the run, and that's quite interesting as well. Like he was a fugitive. Wow. So all very exciting. And
in the prison lingo, they say I was on my toes. That's
he went on his toes. Yeah. That's so that's good. So it's good. It's going to be well worth people listening to. It's some very humorous stuff in there, and it's for absolutely brilliant cause. If people want, people can start donating at any time. I think in the description of the certainly the main event, there's a link, a PayPal link, where people can donate to Hugletts Wood. So hopefully, lots of people will make donations. The previous three that we've done have raised kind of, I think all of them have raised getting on for £1,000 for the the various sanctuaries. So hopefully we can do the same, at least the same for Hugletts Wood this time, because it's what people need to realise is, because with COVID, animal sanctuaries have been very badly hit. They're not able to do, because your open day, you weren't able to have your open day, were you, Wenda, that you had last year?
We had 4 open days booked, and none of them happened.
So that's a huge blow to the fundraising. So this is one of the reasons we've been doing this show, to try and make up for that loss of revenue that sanctuaries are experiencing, because it's still costing the same, isn't it? It's still, the animals still need to be fed.
Ronnie, it's costing a lot more, because hay and straw are so short this year that the prices have almost trebled.
Oh wow! I mean, that's
not
horrendous.
Just here; it's everywhere.
Yeah.
The
So it's vitally.
If you have big animals, it costs a lot more.
Yeah, because I mean, what we've found at home, and we've been able to donate a lot more than we usually do to animal sanctuaries, because we've not been spending so much. Because of lockdown, not so much to spend money on. So we've kind of
to do.
actually tried to help various rescues, and hope that people will do that when they watch the show. You know, to send a donation off to Hugletts Wood.
Thank you.
So every time someone laughs, then put a quid in a put a quid in a jar every time you laugh, and then send that off. So you probably get at least £1 from everyone.
Great. Wonderful.
Debbie's asking for a link to donate. I'm not quite sure if you've got a link. Can we just say where to go?
Yes, it's a PayPal me /Hugletts Wood.
That's PayPal dot me.
PayPal.me, yep. PayPal.me /
Hugletts Wood. But I think you may have spelt Hugletts Wood wrong on your the thing that went across the screen, because it's Hugletts, isn't it?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, Wood.
Sorry, I done that. Yeah,
and Hugletts Wood, of course, would be all one word, wouldn't it? In that
word,
in that address. I mean, if you're able to type that, are you able to type that in on the bottom, Roger? That PayPal address.
Hang on a second.
PayPal.me /PayPal.me. Yeah, and /
Hugletts Wood. Is that one word? One word?
Yeah, it's HUG.
Yeah.
LETTS.
Yeah, got that.
And then Wood. But that's all, it's all joined together. It's all one word.
Okay, let's see if I got that. I've just deleted it. No, I never see it.
That's it. Thank you, sir.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Hey. I thought you might put PayPal me / Roger Yates for a minute on there.
Yeah, I was thinking about
it. You could go on your toes again, then, couldn't you?
I could, yeah,
but there'd be more dangerous people after you though this time.
Yeah, no, if you're after me running, then
you'd have no chance, mate.
No, right, okay. Yeah, I regard myself as duly warned. So, Wenda,
yes,
this is an interesting picture. Can you tell us about this one?
Yes, the little piglet. I can't go into too much detail, but she and I shared a car ride.
Do tell.
She and I shared a car ride from somewhere up north down here one night, and we looked after. Obviously, she's still with us. We raised her, and her first friend was Freya on the left of the picture, who she met when she was about 3 weeks old. And the little one on the right, Twiglet, came a few weeks after that, and they grew up together, virtually inseparable. They've sort of separated now after a year and a bit, which is quite natural because Freya on the left kept headbutting Sigrid the piglet. And we used to have to break up fights, but they still the lambs, or not lambs anymore, they're sheep now. Whenever they go out to graze, they call by at Sigrid's and they touch noses and they know each other, so they're still in contact. They just don't live together anymore. It's one of those situations that didn't work as they matured.
That's a really interesting coincidence because I was putting I used to share a cell with Ronnie, but I was putting a different one because he kept headbutting me, so I had to be moved.
Yeah, I was driven to it through like.
And this is a lovely story to this. When Sigrid came to us, she had an infected umbilical cord, so we had to take her to the vet to have injections every so often. The problem is pigs make an awful lot of noise when you inject them, and piglets are even noisier. So I completely lost my nerve, and we used to drive about 28 miles to the vet to have her injected, freak out the people in the waiting room because the screams would echo long after the injection. And we'd bring her home, and on this day, we called in at the Ironmongers, and this is her sitting in the back of the car waiting for Matthew to come out of the Ironmongers. So
Do you know what? I mean, I don't know whether people have said this before. This looks like a scene out of Babe. You know the film Babe?
doesn't it just? Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's our Sigri girl looking
It's
for
a
her
beautiful, beautiful photograph.
It's different. It's
Yeah.
You see, to me, we battle. We're a little bit strange in that we don't believe in sanctuaries, although we run one and we've run one for 26 years. We believe everything is entitled to a life free of encumberment and restraint. And any chance I get to show a resident here in a situation that people wouldn't imagine, like riding in the back of the car or looking out of the window, looking into a shop window, looking for Matthew, I will post it and I will use it and I will do everything I can to make people turn their brains inside out and think, yes, maybe a pig shouldn't be in a main road in a shop, but a pig should not be restrained and put in a cage when it's moved around or raised. So, that's just how it came about. But I love it. And she just stared at that shop window until she saw him come out, and then she ran around like a child looking for a parent, I guess, or a friend.
Or a dog, because dogs often do that, don't they?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. And,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. People think it's acceptable for dogs to do that sort of thing, look out of a car window, but who would think a pig would do it? But they do. There's no difference.
Right. Well, I think we'll move on because we're going to have to come to an end pretty soon. So I think this might be the last one coming up. Oh, no, that was the last one. Ah, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's a lovely photo to end on. And so hopefully everyone will tune in on it's next Thursday or this Thursday that's coming up. That's the 22nd, isn't it? At 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, yeah.
In the evening. That's if you're in the UK or Ireland. If you're elsewhere, then you can easily find out what time it is. And do come along and enjoy the show, and get ready to make a nice donation to Hugletts Wood.
Yeah, and we've got a longer film or a PowerPoint, whatever you want to call it, next time, and it's all brand new pictures. So those ones were kind of extra ones. So there you go.
Lovely.
Oh, Deb says Earth Day, is that the 22nd? Then Deb, is that what you're saying?
Earth Day's the 22nd. Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
So it's good that it falls on that day. So we'll have to watch it with our computer switched off, won't we?
That's it. Yes.
So what do people do on Earth Day? They try not to use electricity and stuff, do they?
Yes.
Well, I don't know, because I heard someone said if you light a candle, that's actually worse than having the light on because the carbon emissions from the candle. So I don't know what you do really. You have to just try and have one light instead of. But do have the computer on to watch this, of course, or the phone or whatever. Yeah. Switch everything else off.
I mean, on that serious note, it goes to show that individuals often can't do a great deal. I mean, obviously we can do as vegans, but there are some things that we just need to have, structural change for. There's no way around that. So we need to grow the vegan movement. That's why we need more vegans.
Yeah.
We do. If you're going to change things politically and economically, then we need a lot more vegans in order to do that. In order, first of all, so they vote for the right people, and you don't have characters like Boris Johnson in charge of everything. And that's why we need. It's not just to do with lifestyle; it's to do with also to do with how people will behave in lots of other ways as vegans. So, increasing the number of vegans is like really fundamental to us making a better world.
Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah.
do you want to say goodbye, Ronnie? And
yeah. Goodbye, Ronnie.
Bye,
Ronnie. See you all, and hopefully lots more people on Thursday evening when it will be funny. I promise. Else I'll be on my toes.
Yeah, but you promised the last three were going to be funny, and everybody's still waiting, Ronnie. So
No, this is the real fun. This is the funny one now. That was just
real
just
deal. Yeah.
You're
all warmed up now, aren't you?
I'm all warmed up. Yeah. There are some funny stories from prison, even though it doesn't seem a particularly funny place. It can be at times.
Right. Well, we'll work our butts off to try and get Wenda's audio a bit better for Thursday. But
Definitely.
In the meantime, people, thank you so much for tuning in, and thanks for your comments. And we'll see you on Thursday. And have a good life. I don't know what.
Have a good life. What's the matter? Have a good life. Yeah. You say that when you're never going to see anyone again, don't you?
Really enjoy the next 3 days.
Roger's getting a bit old now.
I know, yeah. Yeah, I'm just turning into DJ mode or something.
Well, as long as you've got to be careful what DJ you turn into, Roger. So,
don't go.
You don't want.
Yeah, none of the 70s. Although I've actually got an online retro radio show, but I don't try to be like the 70s DJs.
No, it's very risky, isn't it? Trying to be like them.
Yeah.
And they're all in jail, aren't they? 70s DJs.
I don't know. They must have
They're jailed. They deserve to be for the music, probably. although the punk was all right.
Yeah, that was great.
That was good. Punk.
Yeah, I saw a good music joke today. I sent it to Tim Barford. It said, "Slade is for all year, not just for Christmas," which I thought was quite funny.
Yeah. But it's when these people die in it, and they're terrible. Like when Elvis died, it was awful because they kept playing his music, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I've not been listening to the radio either the last few days in case they played any of Prince Philip's songs on there.
Yeah, I've well, to be honest, I often listen to English radio, but I've not had it on for about a week since that crap died.
I've not. We've had radio silence here.
Yeah. It's still depressing. Everybody going, "Oh dear," and all that, and you're just thinking, "Leave it out, John." So, anyway,
there we are.
Yes,
it's gone now.
Yeah, we'll let the last message comes from Deb. So, goodbye.
See you all on Thursday.
Take
Goodbye,
care.
everyone. See you Thursday.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.